Hello everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. I'm Dr. S.K. Singh, and I'm pleased to have you here. Today, we'll be exploring the topic of concurrent validation in oral solid dosage forms manufacturing. Over the course of this presentation, we'll discuss the key concepts, importance, and best practices related to validation processes in pharmaceutical manufacturing. I look forward to sharing valuable insights with you all. Let's get started. Today, I want to talk about concurrent validation. This is a process where validation is actually carried out during routine commercial production. It's particularly useful when there's an urgent need to supply a product or when we have limited process history to rely on. Essentially, it allows us to gather real-time assurance that the product meets quality standards and complies with regulatory requirements, even as it's being produced. This approach is applicable to various forms such as tablets, capsules, and other oral solid dosage forms. Overall, concurrent validation helps us ensure product quality without disrupting ongoing production, especially in situations where speed and limited data are key factors. Let's take a closer look at some key situations where concurrent validation is particularly useful. First, when there's an urgent market demand or patient requirement, we often need to accelerate the validation process to meet these needs promptly. Second, in cases where we have limited manufacturing experience with new products, concurrent validation helps us gather necessary data while still progressing with production. It's also important to consider minor changes in formulation or process, such as alterations in raw materials, modifications in equipment, or changes in primary packaging materials or location. These adjustments can impact product quality, and concurrent validation allows us to manage these changes efficiently. Additionally, when we have regulatory allowances backed by strong prior knowledge, we can opt for concurrent validation to stay compliant without unnecessary delays. Overall, the decision to use concurrent validation hinges on balancing market urgency, manufacturing familiarity, and regulatory context, helping us ensure product quality while meeting business and patient needs effectively. Let's take a closer look at some key regulatory guidance documents that shape our process validation approach. First, we have the U.S. FDA Process Validation Guidance from 2011, which emphasizes the importance of establishing a thorough process to ensure consistent product quality. It highlights that validation isn't just a one-time event, but an ongoing activity to maintain quality standards. Next, we have the ICH Q8, Q9, and Q10 guidelines. These international standards focus on design space, risk management, and continuous improvement, providing a comprehensive framework for pharmaceutical development and manufacturing. Moving over to Europe, the EU GMP Annex 15 specifically addresses qualification and validation requirements. It underscores the necessity of controlling critical parameters and maintaining robust documentation throughout the process. Overall, these references all share a common focus on ensuring product quality consistency. They emphasize controlling critical parameters that could impact quality and advocate for comprehensive documentation to support validation activities. Connecting this to our broader theme, adhering to these guidelines ensures we meet regulatory expectations while delivering safe, effective products consistently. Let's start by discussing the importance of prior knowledge of QTPP, CQAs, CMAs, and CPPs. Understanding these elements up front helps us design and control our processes effectively. QTPP, or Quality Target Product Profile, defines what we aim for in the final product. CQAs, or Critical Quality Attributes, are the specific features that need to be maintained to ensure quality. CMAs, or Critical Material Attributes, relate to the raw materials and their impact on the final product. And CPPs, or Critical Process Parameters, are the key variables in the manufacturing process that influence quality. Next, we need to define clear acceptance criteria. These criteria serve as our benchmarks for judging whether each batch meets quality standards. Having well-defined criteria helps streamline decision-making and ensures consistency. In-process control monitoring is also vital. It allows us to track critical parameters during manufacturing, catching any deviations early before they affect the final product. This continuous oversight helps us maintain quality and compliance. Batch-to-batch consistency verification is another key point. By comparing each batch, we confirm that our process reliably produces the same high-quality product over time. This consistency is fundamental to building trust and meeting regulatory expectations. Lastly, strong QA oversight ties all these elements together. Quality assurance provides the framework and oversight needed to ensure every step aligns with regulatory requirements and quality standards. All these key elements, prior knowledge, clear criteria, monitoring, consistency checks, and QA oversight, are the pillars of effective concurrent validation, ensuring our manufacturing process is robust and reliable throughout. Now, let's walk through the key process steps involved in manufacturing oral solid dosage forms. First, we start with weighing and dispensing of raw materials. This step is crucial because accurate measurement ensures the final product meets quality standards. Next, we move to blending or granulation, where ingredients are mixed thoroughly or transformed into granules to improve flow and uniformity. Following that, we dry or mill the mixture as needed to achieve the right consistency and particle size. Then comes compression or encapsulation, where the material is formed into tablets or filled into capsules, shaping them for ease of use and dose accuracy. If applicable, we proceed to coating, which can serve various purposes like masking taste, protecting the product, or controlling release. Finally, packaging and labeling are performed to protect the product during distribution and ensure proper identification. Each of these steps is critical in ensuring the safety, efficacy, and quality of the final pharmaceutical product. Now, let's take a closer look at some of the critical quality attributes, or CQAs, that we need to monitor closely. First up is content uniformity, which ensures each dose has the correct amount of active ingredient, maintaining consistency across all units. Then we have the dissolution profile, which tells us how quickly and completely the drug releases into the body, an essential factor for efficacy. Hardness and friability are also key. They affect the tablet's durability during packaging and handling, ensuring it doesn't break or crumble prematurely. Assay or potency measures the actual amount of active ingredient, confirming it matches our specifications. Lastly, moisture content plays a crucial role, as too much moisture can compromise stability and quality. Now, shifting to critical process parameters, or CPPs, these are the variables we control during manufacturing to keep our CQAs in check. Blend time and uniformity are vital for achieving a consistent mix, which directly impacts content uniformity. Granule moisture content influences flowability and compression, so we monitor it carefully. Compression force and speed are critical for achieving the right tablet hardness and ensuring consistent dosage. Capsule fill weight needs to be precise to guarantee each capsule contains the correct amount of drug. And finally, coating parameters, like thickness and uniformity, affect both the protection of the active ingredient and the overall appearance and stability of the final product. Bringing it all together, understanding these critical quality attributes and process parameters allows us to design robust processes that consistently deliver safe, effective, and high-quality medicines. Now, let's take a closer look at batch manufacturing records, or BMRs. These are essential documents that capture every detail of the manufacturing process for each batch. They include in-process controls and testing results, which help us monitor the quality and consistency during production. If any deviations occur, they are recorded and thoroughly investigated to understand the root cause and ensure corrective actions are taken. The quality assurance team then reviews and approves these records to verify that everything complies with our standards and regulatory requirements. Once approved, a summary validation report is generated for each batch, providing a comprehensive overview of the process and its conformity. All of this ties into our broader goal of meticulous data collection and documentation. Accurate and complete records are vital for traceability, quality assurance, and regulatory compliance, forming the backbone of a robust manufacturing process. Today, I want to highlight how we ensure our process stays on track and meets all quality expectations. First, all critical quality attributes, or CQAs, are maintained within predefined limits. This means we've set specific boundaries to guarantee the quality of our product is consistently achieved. Next, there are no critical deviations, which is a strong indicator that our process is stable and under control. When we say no critical deviations, it means we haven't encountered any significant issues that could compromise quality or compliance. Furthermore, our process parameters, like temperature, pressure, and time, are consistently kept within their specified ranges. This consistency is vital because it helps us produce reliable and high-quality results every time. All of this ties back to compliance with regulatory standards. Meeting these standards is crucial, as it assures regulators and customers alike that our product is safe, effective, and of the highest quality. Finally, it's important to remember our acceptance criteria. These are the benchmarks we use to evaluate whether the process and product meet our quality goals. When all these elements come together, CQAs within limits, no deviations, parameters in range, and regulatory compliance, we can confidently say we've achieved our quality objectives for this batch. Ensures uninterrupted product supply. This is crucial because, by validating processes concurrently, we can prevent delays and disruptions in getting our products to market. Real-time validation of process and product quality is another key benefit. It allows us to monitor and confirm quality during manufacturing, rather than waiting until the end, which helps catch issues early and maintain high standards. Reduces time to market is a significant advantage, as it accelerates our development cycles and gets products to customers faster. Lastly, it confirms process capability under commercial conditions, meaning we validate how the process performs in real-world manufacturing settings, ensuring consistency and reliability. Overall, these advantages of concurrent validation align perfectly with our goal of improving efficiency, quality, and speed in our production processes. Let's talk about some of the risks and limitations associated with this approach. First, there's higher regulatory scrutiny, which means we need to be extra diligent to meet strict standards and expectations. Next, the product release is closely tied to the validation outcome, so if validation isn't successful, it can delay or even halt the release process. This makes it crucial to have a clear understanding of the processes involved beforehand. It's also important to note that this method requires a robust understanding of the prior processes, so we can confidently predict and control outcomes. And when it comes to high-risk or critical products, this approach may not be suitable unless we have strong, supporting data from earlier stages. Overall, while this approach offers benefits, these risks and limitations highlight why it's essential to evaluate each situation carefully and ensure we have the right data and controls in place to mitigate potential issues. Now, let's talk about some of the key activities involved in post-validation. First, we need to compile batch-wise validation reports. This means gathering data from each production batch to review how well our process performed and to ensure consistency across batches. Next, analyzing trends in critical quality attributes, or CQAs, and critical process parameters, CPPs, is crucial. By tracking these over time, we can identify any shifts or deviations early, which helps us maintain product quality and process stability. After that, updating standard operating procedures, or SOPs, along with our control strategies and documentation, is essential. This keeps our procedures current and aligned with any process changes or new insights we gain during validation. Finally, we need to plan for continued process verification, or CPV. This ongoing monitoring ensures that our process remains in control even after validation is complete, supporting continuous improvement and compliance. All of these activities are interconnected and vital for maintaining the robustness of our validated process and ensuring consistent product quality over time. Now, let's talk about concurrent validation in OSD manufacturing. This process is crucial because it provides scientific assurance of product quality, ensuring that each batch meets the highest standards. It also strengthens process reliability, which means our manufacturing process is consistently controlled and predictable. Importantly, it helps us stay compliant with regulatory requirements, reducing the risk of issues during audits or inspections. At the same time, concurrent validation allows us to supply products to the market in a timely manner, avoiding delays that can impact patient access. To tie this all together, effective concurrent validation supports our overall goal of delivering safe, high-quality medicines efficiently. It's a key element that ensures we can meet both regulatory expectations and market demand without compromising on quality or compliance. For further support, please contact us. If you have any questions or need additional assistance, don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help you make the most of what we've discussed today. Thank you very much for your time and attention.